Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for joining us here on First Take.
Good morning, Suyash, and a very good morning to all the viewers as well.
Now, ma'am, in the last 2-3 sessions, market actually has been on a good run. 800, 900 points we have rallied since that October 26th low. But in the last couple of sessions, at least, we have seen some bit of resistance build around the 19,800 mark. Is that a level we need to closely track? What are the levels, broadly speaking, you are tracking for the Nifty?
Suyash, talking about Nifty, 19,850 is the level, is the important resistance level from where we have seen a 1,000-point correction twice earlier. And in the last 1 week, the rally that we saw, it did cross 850 during intraday trades, but it could not sustain above that level. So a close above 19,850 is very, very important for the market to sustainably keep moving higher. Otherwise, 850 is one of the key resistance areas where we repeatedly keep seeing some selling pressure. But the good part is that the support level is also well placed at around 19,500 for this coming weekly expiry as well as for the month. So it's now again got back into the range. In case if we close above 19,850, we are going to see an up move up to around 20,000 and 2,200 on the upside, whereas support is well placed at 19,500.
All right, that's a view on Nifty, ma'am. Nifty Bank came under a significant pressure on Friday. Of course, there was some negative news, whereas RBI has tightened norms for unsecured lending. But the index overall was also facing some resistance at higher levels, where at least on Wednesday and Thursday we closed around 200, 250 points shy of the day's high. What are the levels you are tracking on Bank Nifty, and can we rescale that 44,000 mark? Because I think most of the sentimental impact of that RBI's regulation has pretty much priced in, isn't it?
Yeah, so Suyash, Bank Nifty has been a spoil sport in last, I wouldn't say last 1 week, but last 1.5 to 2 months, and it has been the Bank Nifty index which is holding back Nifty too. So on Bank Nifty, the support level is at 43,200, but the resistance levels at 44,000 is pretty strong because there has been a lot of call writing that has emerged in last 2 days on Thursday and Friday at 44,000 level. So a close above 44,000 is important for Bank Nifty to scale up higher to around 44,400. On the downside, support is placed at 43,200, which is again a very important support level. In case if we break this support level, then we are heading back towards 42,800. However, my view is that for the current scenario, I think 43,200 support level will hold, whereas 44,000 will be the resistance that Bank Nifty needs to scale.
Now, ma'am, a couple of stocks also I want to touch on in the financials and the banking space. First up is SBI Cards, declined by about 5% on Friday's trade. However, this morning it's up about 1% or so. Overall, I mean, in the last 6-7 months, we have seen quite a bit of correction set in for the stock. Is down about 17-18%. Year to date also it's negative. How is this stock looking on the price charts? Is it a good time to buy, considering we have seen significant amount of correction taking place over the course of the year?
So SBI Cards has been moving in a downward trending channel, and until and unless we see a breakout of this channel, we are not going to see any big up move on the upside. There will be a bit of pullback rally that we may see, but it gets sold into. And even in the for the short term trading, if we see on the weekly charts, there has been a bearish engulfing pattern. And for this, the target on the downside comes to somewhere around 710. So yeah, just for small gains, small trading ideas, a very short term, ultra short term trading perspective, we can buy the stock at only if it comes somewhere around 710. And for a very small target of around 750, keeping a stop loss of 700. But otherwise, for the long term, for as an investment purpose, I don't think we are still out of the woods, so we can avoid this stock.
not out of the woods for SBI cards. But ma'am, another stock, among the financials was Bajaj Finance. Has been under fair bit of pressure. On Friday, we saw a correction of about 2% or so. In the last month, as I can see, it's down by about 8.5% or so. But, given, the kind of returns Bajaj Finance has given over the last 5 years, I think it's up almost 200% in that time frame. Is this the dip that investors can perhaps add positions or build on for Bajaj Finance?
So Bajaj Finance falls into those category of stocks which when they move up by 8 to 10% up or down either ways. So we see a continuous movement of 8 to 10% whenever the trend begins. So as of now, it's in a under selling pressure. On the downside, the supports as per the options data, it is at 7,000. But technically, there's a good support level at 7,100. And it is definitely a very good stock as far as a portfolio consideration is there. So from a investment purpose, we can add the stock in our portfolios. From a trading perspective, one should wait for at least 7,100 level to re-enter and for short-term trading purpose. So it's definitely a good stock. Yes, we have seen some correction, but that correction will find support at around 7,000.
All right, that's the view on Bajaj Finance. Another stock I wanted to pick your brains on was Nykaa. FSN e-commerce, turned positive for 2023 for the first time, on Friday's trade. And I mean, the kind of returns that we have seen from Nykaa in the past 6-7 months, I think in the last 1 month alone, it's up about 22%. How is that stock looking on the price chart, ma'ams?
Suyash, when I look at the charts for Nykaa, I think the gains have come in last 1 month only. Since January 23, the stock has been consolidating in the range of 120 to 155. And in last 1 month, it has given a breakout above that level. And now we are seeing the up move. So this breakout target comes somewhere close to 215. So I think it's a very good stock to enter into, because the breakout is already done. If at all there is any dip, any kind of retracement post the breakout, 155 will be the support level which will hold on to. So if you get the stock at any dip somewhere around 165 to 170, it's a good entry level. Even at current price, one can enter the stock, one can go long on the stock for a target of 215. Time frame would be around 3 to 4 months.
All right. Coming back to the indices, I think the Midcap 100, Nifty Midcap 100 opened at a lifetime high today. On Friday's trade, it closed above 41,800 for the first time. It has been on a 12-day winning run, ma'am, and I think between the two, small cap has been a clear outperformer, but mid caps, where we were seeing some moderation take place along with the large caps, is the investors are once again taking interest in the mid cap index. What are the levels on the upside that you'll be tracking for the Nifty Mid Cap 100?
Yes, so mid-cap index, why it is looking so interesting is because, as you said, it has consolidated quite a lot. It saw the cool off that is required for a sustainable up move, and now it is again on the upward trajectory. So I think on the upside, we should be very soon looking at levels of around 44,000 on mid-cap select 100. And on the downside, though, the support level is placed at around 41,000. So yeah, that's also pretty low, around 900 points lower. But mid caps have the tendency to move, to give big moves on either side. So, but yes, it's the view is definitely positive. We should be seeing 44,000 level in a very short time.
The view is positive for the Nifty Midcap 100. Ma'am, but before we let you go, what are the 3 or 4 or 5 short-term trading ideas that you can give for our viewers?
So Suyash, I would first start with Escorts. We had discussed this last week also. It's an expensive stock, but it's going to do still better. And so it's a hold. We had, I think, initiated somewhere around 3140. It's currently at 3210. So you can keep holding the stock for a target of 3400. And now the trailing stop loss should be kept at 3140. The other stock that has come on my radar is Ashok Leyland. It is under pressure today, but only if it crosses 174 level again. The build-up is good. 175 straddle is where the highest open interest is, and the overall premium for that straddle is around 5 to 6 rupees, which gives us a support base at 169 to 170 level. So we can buy the stock only once it crosses 174 level for a target of 186 and a stop loss of 168. The third stock that I would like to recommend is Havells. Havells has seen a very good build up. 1280 is somewhere we can enter the stock, and for a target of 1385, keeping a stop loss of 1240. So 1275 to 1280 is a good range, good entry range that we can enter longs for. And yes, the next stock is Ultratech Cement. Ultratech Cement is on the verge of a new breakout, and 8790 to 8800 is where we can enter the stock. Currently, it has come down a bit. Today, it is under a bit of selling pressure. But once it crosses 8790 to 8800 level, we can enter the stock for a target of 9000, keeping a stop loss of 8670. And lastly, the IT sector itself is doing very good. It has come out of that consolidation, given a breakout, and it's on a up move. And one of the IT stocks that has not moved in last 2-3 days, not moved as much, is LTTS, that is L&T Technology Services. So we can enter this stock in the range of 4450 for a target of 4630 and keeping a stop loss of 4360.
All right, those are the 5 trading ideas for the short term from Avani Bhatt. Thank you, ma'am. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Suyash.